Trey gonna be that old guy in sandals and khakis with a belt.
I've been saying this for how long now?
I can't step outside naked.
We jumped into the river.
What did you do? Did you run
I
along
jumped
the river
in.
bank?
I let autocorrect make me look stupid on Facebook every day. With Luxembourg. I can't do it.
It's Luxembourg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's what they all say.
You trying to get me to do the hump and something.
Ah!
Oh, look at you, girl.
I said it's too early.
Sexual tracking app on it. And it found that
Who is actually using that? Welcome home, gentlemen from the 4th Infantry Division, 4th ID.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be funny, but it kind of escalated.
I think he was trying to hit her on a discount. Oh, my nigga.
They used to listen to FM, but they played the same old
Good morning, America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
Yeah, that's right. It's Wake and Bake America, and it's, of course, the Wake and Bake America Morning Show, powered by my homies over at Apothecary Farms. You know they're the leader in concentrates, so get your Apothecary Farms in Pueblo, Colorado Springs, and Denver, as well as hundreds of locations at hundreds of dispensaries in Oklahoma and Colorado. Boom, sucker. So, it's been a week. We've been off for a week dealing with different winter adventures this last week. But during that week, a lot of crap happened. And we don't have a show long enough to go back over everything that happened during that week. Fair enough. I mean, we don't have the bandwidth for that. But what we do have is we do have a whole program scheduled for you guys. So let's get right to Mary Jane Tuesdays, which is going to be powered by our homie over at Sam's Creation. When you want award-winning cannabis food creations, try Sam's Creations. That's Sam's with a Z, Creations with a Z, or find her on Facebook or Instagram, or call Sam's Creations at 719-496-0412. That's 719-496-0412. Sam's Creations, the queen of edibles. Lil Bo. So, let's get right to Cammie and Mary Jane Tuesdays from the Canophiles. What do you got from the Canophiles today?
So, Oregon moves weed workers ahead of teachers in getting the vaccine. Some people say it all makes sense, but doesn't make sense at the same time.
Well, so let's... This is a tough one because, so here's the deal. I'll play devil's advocate. I'll take the weed worker side. Who wants to take the teacher side here?
That's a dumb question.
That was a joke. It's called a dumb joke. Do we have Scotty? I feel like Scotty's not talking.
Yes, he's right there.
Oh, okay. Whew. Just felt like this would have drawn.
I'm here.
It just felt like that would have drawn a word out of you, and I can't see you right now. You know that? Like I'm set up where I can't see you, and you're looking at Cammie. Here's looking at you guys. You're getting the best version of Trey possible, Cammie.
I am not a version of you.
No, I'm saying like from a looks perspective, you're the better version of me. Boom. So, Oregon workers, Oregon. So here, essentially, the gist of it is Oregon has put forth some guidelines that moved weed workers ahead of teachers. Now, that might get you upset. That might get some people upset. I mean, Cammie, as a former teacher, what do you think?
Yeah, these people are working with children every day.
Which is, by the way, the least susceptible group to the coronavirus, just to be fair to everyone on all sides of that. Because I hear the argument, we got to get back to school because kids just aren't really taking it on the chin like everyone else. Okay, fair enough. But the people that teach them aren't children and aren't just taking it on the chin like them. Fair enough? So that was kind of my kind of doozy back on let's get back to school without teachers vaccinated, because I get what the CDC is saying. They're saying that the school's less likely to be a super spreader than, say, I don't know, Walmart, for example. Well, duh, that's an easy one. We all know that.
We're talking about weed workers.
Right.
But here's the thing. The highest carrier of COVID are the teachers. And guess who they're giving it to? Parents and family members, maybe
via
not
children?
The kids, via the children.
Okay, but let me hit back for my weed workers, man. Let me take their side on this one and go, weed workers are actually considered medical personnel and a necessity. Boom. Over teachers. Boom. Because they provide medication no different than a pharmacist. Boom.
So you're saying your
okay.
health is more important than a child's?
That's not what I'm saying.
Or the parent of a child.
That's not what I'm saying at all. But it can be argued right now. There are people arguing to reopen schools. And by the way, I'm playing devil's advocate. I don't actually necessarily agree with either side on any of this outright in my own personal feelings. But I am taking a side for the sake of an argument here in a debate and saying I'm taking the weed workers side on this one and saying that, listen, while teachers are going to come into contact with the exact same children every day, all the time, and the children are less likely to be able to, they spread it less than adults do, right? So I don't know how. Guys, listen to me. I'm not saying I agree with that statement right there. I'm just telling you that that's what they're saying, is that kids are spreading it less. I don't know if their body's just better at keeping it from even getting going or something, but they're just spreading it less. So with that said, whether you, me, Cammie, Tommy, Timmy, or freaking Scotty on the live feed agree with this, we don't get to agree with it. The statistical facts are that there are minimal risks for children and teachers, despite me. Listen, I think you should get vaccinated before you go back to school with all them little germ booger people, because they don't wash their hands anyway. I personally believe that part. I think y'all need to work on getting these teachers that want to get vaccinated. You know what I mean? If you don't want to get vaccinated and you want to go to school and run that risk, that's your choice too, honey. This is America. Fine. Go ahead, do your thing, boo. But I think the teachers that want vaccines should be able to get them before they have to risk going back. I don't think you, I, or him or her should get to decide that.
So go ahead, go back to school. You just won't be able to be around your grandma and grandpa while you're in school and not vaccinated.
There's some people that would go, well, then quit complaining about the kids not being in school right now.
So let's go to statistics again, right?
Yep, bring up statistics. Numbers.
Let's just do numbers. And I'm not going to bring up actual statistics. I'm just saying, in general, weed dispensary is going to see less people than you're going to see at the school. So if you're doing numbers and you're a numbers guy, the more chance that you have of catching it, those are the people that should be getting the vaccine. Not the people that can control their numbers of people entering and exiting a building.
Dude.
And they do.
Dude.
Almost all dispensaries do.
Dude, that's a weak ass argument. Because I don't care if you're around 1,000 children, if they're 1,000 times less likely to spread the virus. Kick this for numbers. While you're at that dispensary, you're going to see.
But they're not 1,000 times less likely.
I know, but let's
go. We just see the numbers where.
Right. But let's go back to numbers.
We just see the numbers different on them.
Let's go back to numbers. Medical dispensary workers see medical patients, which are by chance more likely to be susceptible to this virus. Medical
in
workers
a more controlled environment. Controlled environment.
I don't disagree with that. But the reality is that we are arguing between medical workers and teachers. But because people hear the word weed, all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, they don't need it like it. So you're telling me that a pharmacist needs it, but a weed worker doesn't. How are they different?
I'm not even saying a pharmacist. I would say the teacher. But back again, you're in a controlled environment.
But back to the teacher, the CDC just released guidelines that says you don't necessarily need to be vaccinated to return back to work. But they never released guidelines for anybody who's receiving or providing medication to patients. Therefore, the CDC is saying that a weed worker at a medical dispensary is more important than a teacher.
And we can go into what's been in the news. You've heard of teachers catching coronavirus and dying.
Absolutely.
Have you heard of a dispensary worker catching the coronavirus and dying? I know a lot of dispensary workers. I haven't heard of one.
I'm Googling it because I don't think that's something that somebody just keeps a statistic on specifically. You know what I mean? Like, I'm seriously worried. I don't think anybody's going to keep the number of dispensary.
He's like, oh, that might be a good point.
If it's so important that they get it first, why not?
All right, CNN, calm down. I get what you're going with, though.
I mean, I get it if all teachers have to use medical marijuana. I understand. So, yes, maybe those guys, that would be the only reason they would need to be vaccinated first, is because the teachers are going to see them guys every day.
I completely disagree.
That's the only way I'd say it's okay.
But look, this is why I think that most of us in America are misinterpreting or misunderstanding the data. Because while I agree that teachers are very important, if you look at the data, just the raw data, you as a dispensary worker are in contact with more people that are likely to pass the virus than a teacher, because children are less likely to pass the virus. So we could get into a numbers game here. Your numbers are more people you're in contact with who are less likely to have the virus. Let me ask you this, Trey. Or spread it.
Let me ask you this, Trey, and it comes off of our live feed. I appreciate the chat.
Which I can't see the screen, so here. Thank you for that.
So are kids less likely, or do they just handle it better? Because I've heard that they just handle it better, and that's what I'm seeing on our live feed too. Not that they don't have it or don't spread it as much as anyone else, just that they handle it better.
No, man,
so you don't hear about the kids.
I'm looking at numbers that show that children have a less infection rate, a less chance of becoming infected than adults. Now, whether that's their immune system, like you said, is handling it better, whether their immune system is striking it down before it even becomes a contagion, meaning that they fight it off before they can pass it, right? Whatever that reason is, children are just less likely to get sick than adults, and they're less likely to spread it than adults. Now, listen, you're asking me. I'm not a virologist. You're asking me. I'm not a doctor.
I don't believe that.
You're asking me.
I just don't believe that. Yeah.
Why that's true.
I can't believe that.
And I don't get to decide why that's true. I'm not the medical professionals who put that information out.
I'm sorry. My simple answer is this, and you can take it however you want. I'm a woman, and if I had my own child, I would want my child to be around people that are vaccinated, period. Whether the statistics show they carry it less or not, I'm a mother, and I would want my child to be vaccinated.
But now we're getting into school choice and not the actual subject, and that's different. You're fine. I agree. If my kid can't be vaccinated, I want them schooling from home, and that's a choice we have. If they remove that choice, then I'd be up in arms, right? So there's a lot more. We're getting into a lot more than just the overall topic, but the topic becomes is a state, Oregon, moved medical workers ahead of teachers, and people can't handle that because the word weed is involved. That's kind of where I'm stuck.
Well, I don't know about all that. I don't.
But that's the politics behind this. Is people are up in arms about the whole teacher. Now, listen, I could take both sides. I could have took the teacher side and been like, look, y'all bitches want the teachers to go back to school, then fucking vaccinate them and shut the fuck up. No dispensary workers are missing work right now. So shouldn't we start the people out of work right now? Look, dude, guys, I can do both sides of this. I just took the dispensary workers side because I feel like they should have equal representation in this debate. And the truth is when I really looked at it, guys, I actually see the believe me, I see the madness behind this. At a school, are you more likely to run into madness? Well, listen to me. At a school, are you more here you go. This is what ended it for me. So, somebody, when some of the research I was doing on this, somebody said, are you more likely to run into a sickly old person at a dispensary or at a school? And that was a done deal for me. That was an easy fucking answer for me. The dispensary. Because a bunch of old people aren't just going to be milling around a fucking school. So then it would be by chance more likely that
a bunch of old people aren't just hanging around a dispensary. They go get their medicine Scotty, and go home.
Scotty, fuck you, okay?
It's true, though.
Ain't nobody hanging out at the dispensary besides dispensary workers.
I'm sorry,
and vendors.
I'm sorry, but I was a teacher for 13 years, and I'll tell you right now, as a teacher, I would not feel comfortable being around all those other faculty, not even the kids, all that other faculty without being vaccinated.
Well, let's do this. That's how the fuck you start off a show after you've been off for a week, guys. That was a really good debate, by the way. Let's take a quick break. We're going to reset the tires here and kick off the news and coronavirus report with Scotty Pimpin. We'll be back after the break.
Hey, it's your girl, Cammie Renee from Wake and Bake America show. Stay tuned for the Stump the Stoner, where I make these guys look stupid. I mean, it ain't that hard anyways.
Hey, Southern Colorado, when it comes to getting your shirts made and printed and also designs on other products you want,
Sick Tees.
Southern Colorado has the premier shirt maker and designer. That's right, it's sicktees.com. Tell them.
Sick Tees.
And where can you find?
SickTees.com.
At sicktees.com. That's SIKTEEZ.com.
SickTees.com.
Your mom
Sick Tees.
has proudly sponsored Wake and Bake America for 4 seasons.
Hey, what's happening? It's your boy Bubba Sparks. If you didn't know prior to this moment, you better know for sure. Anytime I'm rolling through Colorado Springs, I'm checking out Wake and Bake America. How could you not be listening to Wake and Bake? Holding it down with Cammy, Renee, and Mr. Trey. All the way, twice on Sunday. Y'all probably ain't on Sunday, but it's all good. y'all should be.
Copywritten, so don't copy me.
America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
I do love how I'm getting torn up by the live feed people, like as if that's my genuine feelings on stuff. When I'm like, no, I said 4 times that I actually don't even agree with what I'm saying. But for the sake of making a good argument, I do see the weed worker side. You are a medical pharmacy worker, whether people like it or not. But the minute you put weed in there, all of a sudden you become the homie down the street and no longer a medical worker anymore.
Listen, I think
to be fair,
I think she's a mom too. So you're trying to argue with
look,
a mom.
I'm not stupid. You don't go pissing. Listen, you don't go pissing
wrong tree, man. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Middle class white women, you don't fuck with them. They will cancel culture the fuck out you. Do not fuck with middle class white women.
Well, that's kind of
real.
No, that's kind of like pointing a finger at something you don't even know. But
it's stereotypical, but
yes.
You know, the irony of stereotypes is half the time, actually about 90% of the time, they're actually true. So there's that. But no, actually, I love white women. Look at my wife, bitch. Too far? No?
Can't argue, huh?
I mean, yeah, it's a tough argument to go back against, right? All right, so let's do this. Let's get right to Trey and the Turned Up 3 headlines. Who's it powered by?
look, are you printing stuff because brand recognition matters? The next time you need anything printed, just visit sicktees.com for the best printing. Remember, SIKTEEZ.com.
So, let's get to it. Trey and the Turned Up 3 headlines. So let me go to my first headline first off and foremost. I'm going to go to my postest headline. Let's go straight to the POTUS in the headlines. Yesterday, breaking news, Supreme Court rules that the DA in Manhattan can have a little Trumpy Trump tax returns. Right now, the district attorney of Manhattan, the Manhattan DA is actually investigating. Their office is investigating Donald Trump, the Trump family, Kushner, all these fools over tax fraud and all kinds of other like business fraud shit. Right. So anyway, the Supreme Court ruled that they have the right in a criminal case about your taxes to guess what? Look at your taxes. No way. No way. You mean to tell me that the Supreme Court ruled that they can look at the very fucking evidence that they need to look at to see whether you did something criminal or not? No way. No. That didn't happen. No. Guys, it's called Don't Be a Dumb Fuck. Do you guys realize that he is in trouble for financial crimes, right? And went to all the way to the Supreme Court stating that in a financial crimes investigation, they didn't need his taxes. The irony is sickening.
The tell all. Because taxes do tell all.
Bruh, look, it doesn't matter what you made. It only matters what you said you made. Because if what you made and what you said you made don't add up, you can be in trouble. That is what I understand of it after reading into the tax law yesterday. Because I really don't understand tax law. Look, I don't cheat on my taxes. I'm poor, so I basically put in like 3 numbers, and it's like here's what you paid, here's what we're willing to give you back of that. So you really paid this. I think I paid last year like $2,000 or $3,000 in taxes, and I got like $800 of that back. So I paid like $1,800 in taxes. Boo fucking who, right? Sounds about right. I usually end up paying about $1,800 to $2,500 each year. Kind of just depends on the year. That's what, of all the taxes I pay, That's what they usually keep, is about $1,800 to $2,500, which is why when I look at my taxes towards the end of the year and it's not up around 18 at least, I'm like, oh fuck, they're going to fuck me. I'm going to end up owing them. You know what I mean? Or, you know,
right.
They do you dirty like fucking my old job did, where my old job was home based in Missouri and took out Missouri state taxes instead of Colorado, which wasn't enough. So now I have to pay Colorado state taxes, but I get a return from Missouri, all my money in return, which has to go to Colorado. Good times. You got to love taxes, man. They're fucking annoying. I'll tell you one person that hates taxes as much as I do, though, Donald motherfucking Trump, because they're about to get his ass jammed. I'm going to tell you guys right now, here's the good news, bad news on this. The good news is, if you're sitting back like me just waiting for Trump to finally trip and fall over his own shoelaces like the fucking moron he really is, then you're like, dude, you're going to jail faster than the Clintons ever would have went. And they might have done something worse in some cases. Who knows, right? Who knows? But you're going to fast track there quicker because you were dumb enough to do it in the one place your father never taught you not to do it. You never do crimes on paper, brother, because it can be paper trailed right back to you. It's dumb. Financial crimes are the dumbest fucking crimes on the planet because they can always be traced back. There's a fucking paper trail, for crying out loud. It is almost impossible to get away with a financial crime. You'll almost always end up taking a plea deal and ratting on your homeboys because it's impossible to get away with a financial crime. Ask the mafia. You know that most of the mobsters out in New York, Philly and shit, they weren't even convicted on murder or battery charges like that at all. Most of them were convicted on fucking financial crimes. The government conceded, fine. You know what? I'm not even worried about who you killed or who you murdered. You know what you did? You made millions and you didn't fucking pay your taxes on it, and here's a paper trail that fucking proves it. Go to prison for 30 years. That's what happened. So financial crimes
do not pass go.
Dude, financial crimes to me are a joke. And worse off, the irony of how arrogant this man is drives me insane to a degree, because I'm like, do you all realize what he did? Bro, if I knew I cheated on my taxes, knew I've been cheating my entire life, the last fucking thing I'm going to do when I'm wealthy as fuck for the rest of my life, wealthy, maybe he's not though, wink, wink, but let's just say hypothetically I'm wealthy for the rest of my life, wealthy, and I've cheated my way to the top. The last fucking thing I'm going to do is run for president, where you're going to be looked into down to microscopic shit, man. He's an idiot. He's that arrogant. It's almost sad. How can you be that arrogant? It drives me nuts, Scotty. It really does. Cammy, it drives me nuts. That level of arrogance that you would still run for president knowing that your closet's dirtier than 95% of the people you're running against. And let's just say those motherfuckers are not a Sunday nun, okay? Next one. This one was weird because living so close to the incident, I got an alert right when it happened and was able to actually watch the video courtesy of 9 News up, NBC 9 up, local NBC 9 News up in Denver, you know? And I get their alerts. So when this was reported, I got an alert and I went and watched the video and I was like, holy shit, an explosion, a puff of fuck. Remember me telling you, Cammy, like, babe, I just watched a video, a puff of smoking off the plane and blah, 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 out of DIA. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. Well, it turns out that has now led to a bunch of 777s that have this specific type of PW 4000 engine on it, right? Are now being looked into, investigated. I think they grounded a lot of these types of planes with this type of engine.
Them. Yep. Now
the good news is this is an old engine. From as far back as the 80s. The design is back from the 80s, and production is as far back as the 80s. So this is a 25, 30-year-old engine in production, right? What should tell you this, though, by the way, this engine isn't produced anymore. The new current 777s actually don't have this engine on it. That's the good news. The bad news is, do you ever get to check like the VIN and the year of your plane when you get on it? No captain comes on and is like, yeah, welcome aboard this 40-year-old
Which engines
tank.
are we flying with today?
Right? Hey, by the way, stewardess, are those the PW4000s or are those the updated version?
Well, you know,
how's she gonna fucking know? She ain't no goddamn mechanic.
Well, you know, that's why we have supposedly these trusted people that are supposed to check all that before the plane flies off.
You mean the people...
You would think a design from the 80s would be outdated by now.
You mean the planes companies are supposed to have safety inspectors that are regulated by the FAA and everybody's supposed to actually do their job? See, regulation's great when it's actually done
You know
and works.
what I thought too? I was like, these poor people are leaving Colorado to go to Hawaii.
That was where
to
the
enjoy
flight was
their
going.
vacation, and they had
Right.
this happen to them.
The video's
Oh, no.
terrifying. Like, I could not look out the window and see
Oh,
the
man.
entire casing of my engine gone and that bitch on fire.
I
I'd be
think
like,
they're about to go on a relaxing vacation.
You know what though?
Right.
You know what? I think because I'm such a okay. So guys, I've been in like tragic zones. I've been in like a police raid zone while it was going down as a reporter. You know what I mean? I've literally like been rolling by as a reporter and seen a raid starting to go down as they were pulling up. I did what any reporter would do. I don't cover crime at the time. I'm a sports reporter, right? But today we're covering crime. And I got out and I started taking pictures and sent them over to the local station I was working with, you know. I've freelanced news before. It's part of the deal. But I think I would compartmentalize. And I would probably, if Cammie wasn't already with me, I would probably text Cammie and the kids, panically hurrying into a group message to tell them all, listen, look, Papa might not make it off this flight, but I love you. And then I would go into full news reporter mode and start recording video and people's reaction, because I think for me, compartmentalizing and going into reporter mode, removing myself mentally from the situation and becoming a reporter would probably be the way that I wouldn't freak the fuck out.
I just thought it was so crazy watching the video. It seemed like the person recording was just calmly recording it. I don't know if I would be able to do it that calm.
I don't know if I'd be that calm, and I've been doing news for 20 years, and I still don't think I'd be that calm. So, of course, I'm not like on-scene investigative, getting shot at war correspondent either,
Man.
though. I mean, I do sports. Like, the worst thing I've done is being ran over on the sideline.
Get trampled. Okay.
Yeah, I've been trampled.
That's a lot better than being thousands of feet up in the air.
I've tossed a camera.
Engine on fire.
I juke stepped the league's best running back coming out of bounds. Even he gave me props for that one. He's like, "Ooh, that was a nice move, old man." Sorry, I was grabbing a coffee too. So let's get to my final headline. So we realized that a plane almost exploded with Denver people in it, which is so not cool.
Aloha is all I gotta say.
More like Anoha. Big Noha here. Makaliki Halo Malaho Honolulu, Hawaii. I love you. We got listeners out in Wanawahu, Hawaii who still listen to us while they're on shift overnight, monitoring the goddamn Chinese or aliens, one of them. I don't know. They didn't really say what they really do. Nobody ever does, which I respect that. They keep it gangsta.
That's fine.
For my last headline, we're going to hit the sports world up in one of the biggest trades just while we were gone. But Carson Wentz, Philadelphia unloads his shitty $100 million worthless contract for a guy that sat on the bench and got beat out by a rookie because Jalen put the Hurts on his starting job.
Oh, man.
It's too easy. I mean, the guy's name is Hurts. It's way too easy. Carson really winced as he watched Jalen put a Hurts on his starting position. Is that better? That was better. That was better, wasn't it? That was better. That was better. You and I got to admit that was better. All right. So here's the deal, though. As if Carson Wentz's problems couldn't get worse. You know, he couldn't pan out in Philly. Listen to me. This is why you take the 5th-year option on quarterbacks that you draft in the first round. God damn it. Jerry Jones is not a dick entirely. He is now, but he wasn't at first, okay? Sorry, little Dak Prescott joke there. If you're a Cowboys fan or you watch the NFL, you get why I made that joke. Anyway, so Carson got traded to the Colts, right? Now, by the way, I actually think this makes the Colts better with the retirement of Phillip Rivers, to be honest with you. I think Wentz might be better than Jacoby Brissett at least, okay? To be fair to the Colts fans out there in Colts Nation, right? Philly.
Well, and he's reconnecting with a coach that he had his best year in 2016 with this offensive head coach.
Right. And
offensive coordinator, excuse me. It's an offensive coordinator, I believe, not the offensive head coach.
Another plus for our dear friend Carson, though, is that the Colts were a playoff team. So aside from their quarterback position, they had everything in place and a top 5, top 6, 7 defense. After the playoffs, I'm not sure how that ended out.
Yeah.
But in regular season, they were a top 5, top 6 defense over there, the Colts.
Yep.
So that's the pros. But hey, when I tell you, This man can't get no respect no matter where he goes. So Michael Pittman Jr. is the wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts, who happens to wear the number 11. And his exact words were, "I'm number 11. He will not be giving up his number 11 to Carson Wentz when he joins the team. Carson Wentz will need to change his number." The Rocket rookie said, "I don't care. I got here first. I had 11 first. There ain't enough money." But according to reports from inside reports from the men themselves, Michael Pittman Jr., the talented young receiver from the Colts, said, "Yeah, I spoke with, to Carson, and he was just seeing how locked in I was to 11, and I told him I was locked in." And he was like, "That's cool. That's cool, bro, because I'm probably going to switch it anyway." You know, honestly, at this point, you're no TB12. Let's be honest here, okay? You're no TB12. So, to be honest with you, if I was Carson Wentz, honestly, I'd change your number anyway. Obviously, 11 hasn't been too lucky for you. The only Super Bowl that your team won, you weren't even the starter for. I mean, let's be honest here.
He does have a ring, though.
But he didn't win that game.
Hey. He got the ring, though.
Fair enough. I got a ring, and I didn't win that game. So, you know what? I'm not fitting to hit it.
You can wear it. You can flaunt it, and it feels good when you put that thing on, doesn't it?
It does. And I didn't even play it down, bro. I was the team's media director and reporter and broadcaster, and it still feels like I was there. Because you know what?
Yeah.
You're there every game. You see them bleed, sweat, and cry through the whole season, and you see it, and you're part of it, and it's a brotherhood. I was out there. I told you, I used to get out there before I'd start my news report, my live, TV report there. I'd sit out there, and I'd literally get in the quarterback line with the quarterbacks, and I'd chuck passes at the boys. And I used to be like, "Hey, look, you got a little something in the tank, don't you, old man?" They used to always say, "Oh, don't you, old man?" So anyway, I do wish Carson Wentz the best. I think it's hilarious that Philly basically had to pay Indianapolis to take his contract, which is fucking great. Anytime.
Yeah, they're carrying like $38 million of that contract still too, aren't they? They have to pay that next year.
It's ridiculous. Like they really the Colts aren't really on the hook for the ugly part of Wentz's contract until it actually gets better anyway for the team, not him. So that the irony is uncanny. So Scotty, let's switch gears here. Let's go to the coronavirus report, because obviously in a week a lot's happened, including, sadly, we get to another Mr. Trey prediction of being told a year ago that I'm a psychopath for saying that, and then now a year later seeing it happen.
Yeah, very true. So looking at coronavirus by the numbers, deaths in America have hit that 500,000 mark as of yesterday. The numbers of deaths yesterday, just in the day, was 1,454. Little uptick from previous couple days. Not a trend we want to see. Also seeing...
Can I give you some messed up numbers?
Yeah.
So the amount of people that have died in a year is nearly it's getting close now to the amount of people that died during the entire Civil War, which lasted about 4 or 5 years. The amount of people that have died now, as of today, within about a year of this whole thing really kicking off, just a little over a year of this whole thing kicking off, is equal to the amount of people that died during the entire 4 years we were involved in World War II, the entire 3 years we were involved in World War I, and the entire I think it was more than a decade that we were over in Vietnam. All those deaths combined still don't equal what we lost in a year in the United States due to coronavirus. And I will say this, Scotty, I've said this before, I'll say this again. I told you that because of piss poor management, I don't see how we don't hit that number of 500,000 to 1 million people. And everybody said, "Oh, Trey, come on. You're just being a dick to Trump, blah, 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 blah." I was being a dick to Trump, but I was also being real.
Yeah, it's rough.
And
it's rough, man.
When you start hitting these numbers, I start asking, when does it stop? Now I want to just know when's it going to finally stop?
I mean, this push out of the vaccines it should definitely help. But, I mean, even with the initial push out of the vaccine, I mean, when we're looking at new cases, that's even on the uptick, up about 4,000 from the 21st to the 22nd.
It's trending back up or down?
Where we were looking at going up.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
We're at 59,462.
Oh, I'm looking
cases.
I'm looking at the chart you're looking at. I'm sorry. I see what you see now. Okay, I get what you're getting at now. Okay,
Yeah. So that's up about 4,000 from the day before.
But can we at least
which
point
is
out
one
that
of the largest jumps you see in a while?
I was going to say, can we point out since it's been almost 2 months now of pretty consistently overall downward trending.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Since all the way back at the beginning of January, which was really the peak or the height of all the nonsense from the holidays, really we saw the peak deaths, peak infections, or not peak deaths, but peak infections peak around then. And then since then, though, we really have seen, with dips and a few rises again over the weeks, but still a steady decline overall, though.
Yes, sir. And that's basically all the numbers I have for you on the coronavirus report.
All right. Well, I can't put our show on silent for 50 seconds because I believe that people would think their music or their show just froze. So I would like to take 5 seconds of utter silence, 1 second for each 100,000 people, and just shut up, because those people are never coming home to their family. And that's some real shit right there. Whether you like it or not, I don't care what you believe, your fucking conspiracy theories and otherwise. At the end of the day, homie, those folks ain't coming home. Thank you.
That wasn't silence. I heard you gulping.
Snitch! So she snitched on me. It was like, you weren't silent. You took a drink of coffee, asshole. You stained the dead with your coffee. Damn, Cammie. All right, well, let's move on. So it's time for What Are You Watching? So I'm going to ask, Scotty, did you get a chance to check out the show Kenan yet?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I watched it last night.
So did Cammie and I.
Unfortunately, it was after I took my medicine. All I know, all I remember is Dank from Dank and Dabby.
Oh, okay.
I love that guy, man.
Oh, dude, he's a Chris Redd, I think is Redd, I think is his name. But anyway, yeah, he's also on SNL. I love him. He's a great character on SNL as well. He plays a lot of people like Shaq and all kinds of other. No, he doesn't do Shaq. That's actually Kenan that does Shaq. But anyway, he does a lot of characters though. He's got the crazy eyes, which always cracks me up when you can do the crazy bright white eyes, you know. But anyway, so. Guys, this new show, Kenan, as you guys know, when new stuff comes out, we try to take an active interest, even if we don't end up liking it. But hey, I watched WandaVision thinking it was going to be stupid, and I'm hooked. I don't miss an episode now. Oh, Disney, you don't want to go down on me. I'll be mad. It's the only time you're ever going to hear me say that. Never.
Watch out.
Watch out. All right, so on to this Kenan show. So let me give the basis behind it. Essentially, a newly widower and father of two girls is essentially he's a morning television talk show host, and he's essentially dealing with the loss of a spouse and the mother of his children. His father-in-law has moved in to help him, and his brother, who's also his manager, has moved in to help him. Or not? Yeah. Gary lives there, right? Yeah. They all live there, but Gary just never comes in until the morning. I like that guy. My kind of guy. Comes in, strolling in at 1 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning, like, what's up? So, what did you guys think of the show, though? Overall, first episode, pilot episode?
It's not my thing. It wasn't bad.
I liked it.
But it's just not mine.
It seemed like something that you have to kind of get wrapped into the character, though, Cammie. Because at first when I was watching it, I was like, this isn't really my type thing. But then if you think about the character and what he's going through and maybe, feel those emotions with him, you kind of could get wrapped into this. I could see it happening, Cammie.
I've just, I don't dislike him, but I've just never been a Kenan fan, really, anyways, either.
See, I'm a huge Kenan fan since all that back when we was kids, y'all.
Wait, he just does
Welcome to Good America.
I'm sorry, he just does way too corny stuff like that. I don't know. I just don't find very funny, in my opinion.
And I'm a huge SNL fan.
He does.
Huge Kenan Thompson fan.
I am too. I love SNL. I just not a fan of him on it.
So I will say that I did like it. I agree with the
plot of everything. The story.
That's what I like is the plot. I agree with Scotty that I think you have to really, I guess, really fall into the show. You're gonna have to really almost become an empathist with the main character. Fair enough. With the protagonist of the show.
Let me just explain to you. It's me in general is why I probably don't like the show. I'm more of a I'm a nerd. I like documentaries and like history, learning about history, things like that. I'm kind of a nerd in that way. I'm not into like corny comedy.
Now, which brings me to my next point. What Scotty said, I think, really drives the nail home on this show. And before we move on, and that's that you have to sort of get to know the characters, and it may take you a couple of episodes to really fall for the show. However, I think I fell early because this is a middle-aged minority father with mixed children.
Right.
Now I don't have a deceased spouse, but I've been through them leaving basically in different ways and dealing with raising daughters on my own, and I actually have we have a Grandpa Rick that is my ex-father-in-law. And so there's a lot of like too close to call parallels there. So I think it may have sucked me in a little too quick because he's also a talk show host. I'm a talk show host.
It resonates
with me. So I really do like the show, but I do feel like if you want to give it a whirl, give it a couple of more weeks and let a couple of more episodes hit. And then what you want to do is watch it on Hulu, like back to back to back. And I think you're going to fall in love with this by episode 3. To me, this is Bob's Burger all over again. Most people didn't fall in love with Bob's Burger until they got to about episode 3 or 4.
I did.
I know, but episode 3 or 4, which is the art crawl episode.
Bob's Burger is awesome. What are you talking about?
Right, but most people, when it first dropped, didn't like it. Then they went back and they watched like the first 3 to 5 episodes, and they're like, "Holy shit, this is hilarious!" Because once you get like, for instance, once you get how diabolical Louise is, you go back and watch episode 1, and now she doesn't become the weird kid; she's fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? So again, I think with this show, I would, if you're interested, I would give it a couple of more weeks. This is going to be a lot like WandaVision. If there's 3 episodes that you can watch back to back to back, you'll be fucking waiting for the next episode. But if not, maybe not. So, do you got a commercial so we can go to commercial break? Ow.
Wake and Bake America Show is happy to partner with underground sensation Young Fats. Check out and download Young Fats on all music platforms. That's YUNGGFATTZ.
And don't forget, guys, the Fat Man got a new video out. You guys are going to find it funny. You can kind of tell it's his first acting, like storyline acting part of a music video instead of it just being a music video. I told him, I said, you two had me cracking up in that video, him and the girl that's in the video with him. Because I now again, back to how well you know the character. I personally know him, so I think that's why he had me cracking up. But yeah, the Fat Man's got a new video out. Check him out on his Young Fats right on Instagram. FATT. What? I should probably start with his first name. YUNGGFATTZ. We'll be back.
Good morning, Wake and Bake listeners. This is your guy, Scotty, checking in with you in the morning here, waking and baking with you and getting you started for your day. Have a good one. Everyone loves you, except for Trey.
Apothecary Farms is the premier cannabis dispensary on the Front Range. When you think concentrates in Colorado, you think Apothecary Farms. With locations in Pueblo, Colorado Springs, and Denver, it is clear why Apothecary owns the cannabis concentrate game. How do you get your diamonds, shatter, butter sauces, and come on, ambrosia? Just look up Apothecary Farms on Google or Weedmap. Get the best in concentrates. Don't hesitate to stop at Apothecary Farms.
Are you a business owner and want to highlight your business? Call 727-318-2956. Let's highlight your business and captivate Southern Colorado's largest group of spenders. They're active consumers looking for your services. To advertise with Wake and Bake America on Blazin' 98.5, that's right, your morning show, call 727-318-2956 or email us at bakeamerica@gmail.com. Advertise with your morning show because it's simple, smart business, and it works. 727-318-2956, and let's start your ad campaign today.
Hey, what's going on? This the Hungry Hustling American Dream Afro Man. Wake and Bake America. Yeah, you're chilling with Mr. Ashtray.
That's Mr. Trey, not Ashtray.
You're listening to Mr. Trey, and you know why. Yeah. Yeah.
Trey gonna be that old guy in sandals and khakis with a button.
I've been saying this for how long now?
I can't step outside naked.
We jumped into the river.
What did you do? Did you run
I
along
jumped
the river
in.
bank?
I let autocorrect make me look stupid on Facebook every day. With Luxembourg. I can't do it.
It's Luxembourg.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That's what they all say.
You trying to get me to do the hump and something.
Ah!
Look at you, girl.
I said it's too early.
Sexual tracking app on it. And it found that
Who is actually using that? Welcome home, gentlemen from the 4th Infantry Division, 4th ID.
Yeah, I think he was trying to be funny, but it kind of escalated.
I think he was trying to hit her on a discount. Oh!
We used to listen to FM, but they pay the same old
Good morning, America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
That's right. It's Wake and Bake America, and we don't care where you're waking as long as you're baking. Basically.
Yes, sir.
Baking right now. So, it's time for our next subject. And let's see here. It's going to be the Tuesday Cannabis Report powered by...
If you have a comment or want your take read live on the show, just text the show at 719-299-0428 or send us an email to info@bakeamericashow.com.
By the way, I've got a bunch of comments that I've gotten, and I took the best 5 or 6 of them, and we're going to share those at the end of the week, by the way. So, let's get into the Tuesday Cannabis Report. One story out of Nebraska is sending the wrong message on cannabis, and we're going to debunk the Nebraska, what we're referring to as the Nebraska bumpkin thinking on hemp theory. So, I was reading a story from let me do it right, because I love to do my Hollywood version of these stations where they're at, because they don't get this where they're at. Ready? Here we go. KETV 7 ABC Omaha. Council Bluffs. I don't know. Oh, yeah, you need one of those. Where the news comes first or something like that. I mean, that's, I think, our TV station slogan, but you know what I mean. So anyway, but yeah, KETV 7 ABC Omaha had an article out that said they are referring to hemp-derived CBD as weed light, like it's a light beer. Right? And yeah. And I believe, wait a minute, Scotty, you can have your moment though, for sure. I believe that, forget the whole article. That doesn't, I mean, the article is what the article is. The article is about CBD products and pop-up shops and all this other crap. I don't care about that. What caught my attention was the word weed light and the title. So then, well, Mr. Trey investigates. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. I just feel like that would have been something like my theme music for my investigation show. But anyway, so Mr. Trey went to investigate. What is weed light? Well, they're referring to most commonly hemp-derived CBD, which can contain up to 0.03% THC, less than 1%, okay?
That's like weed ultra light.
I don't even like that.
But go ahead.
Because much like with smoking and liquor, smoking the Camel Lights, the Marlboro Lights, the back for all you homies from the hood, the GPC lights, remember them? For all my homies down in Florida, the 305 lights, right? So anyway, they have a cigarette company named after their area code. It's a true story. They're called 305s. And the cigarette company's based out of Miami. It's funny, right? So anyway, with that said, though, lights, the cigarette company was sued because the word light implied that it was safer or better for you, right? The beer companies had to clarify that light meant calories and not alcohol, because I don't care if you drink 5 beers, light beers, or 5 regular beers, you're going to get the same drunk if they're both at, 6% alcohol by volume. Because no matter what the hell the goddamn beer tastes like or how many calories are in it, there is 6% by volume of alcohol in it. It's a very simple math.
One of them is going to fill you up. You're going to be done after 6 beers, and the other one
is going to leave room for more. Is that why people like Bud Light? For real? Are you serious? Is that the real reason? I don't know. I don't drink enough.
That's why I do it.
I don't drink light beer because, first off, I drink beer because I like it. Second off, I'm not drinking beer for the calories because I drink good beer. I don't know. So
I drink beer to maintain.
Like I said, this is such a country bumpkin.
You get your buzz and you maintain it.
Right. This is such a country bumpkin, Tennessee sheriff. You like how I threw that one in there, by the way? Remember that story? Tennessee sheriff. We're going to bust all the CBD shops and shut this cartel down. Okay there, Homer. So, by the way, so why am I so particularly offended by this weed light statement? Because Nebraska is setting the idealism that this gets you high because a few people did feel high or a high feeling after taking CBD. I don't understand how you can define feeling high if you've never been high before, though. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, really.
That these people who allegedly felt high also had never smoked pot or consumed cannabis before. And I always worry about...
Yeah, so they don't even know what the...
Well, what about this one? The placebo factor.
Right.
Which is... Believe you feel high, maybe you feel high. And how hard is it to feel the euphoric feels that people have told you you're going to feel? Duh.
I mean, they're naturally formed.
Are you talking right now? Because you're froze up on my side.
Oh, yeah. It was super delay.
Okay. What did you say? What did you say?
No. I said that, no, but the placebo effect is a real thing. I've learned with somebody with, and it was really just water. Them get drunk.
Huh. Yeah. I do know that in cases of kids who wet the bed, a lot of the times they'll give them a sugar pill placebo. And it's just a sugar pill, but it tricks them into thinking that they have something that helps them combat their problem. It's to help kids who have a mental blockage, basically a mental blocker that causes them to wet the bed. So
your mind is very powerful.
Ooh, bro. People always talk about like space, the final frontier. These are the Voyagers. Or they're like, dude, we've only explored 10% of the Earth's oceans. That's the final frontier. I'm like, nah, motherfucker. Our brain is really the final frontier. It is literally the most common thing amongst humans that we know the very least about. Facts. Basically, we know less about the brain's operational capability than we do about the oceans on Earth, and we don't know dick about that. Anyway, like I said, it's fascinating that people are calling hemp weed light because First off, we got to be real here. The reason why we call it CBD and THC is because we know that THC will get you fucking high. And we know that CBD will not. There are a very, 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 very small fraction of a percent of people who will feel something minor, minimal, little from CBD. If one individual is the one person that happens to have that happen to them out of a million people, one, I don't understand why we're making a big deal out of it. Two, I don't understand why we're calling it Weed Light. Three, why is KETV7 Omaha running a story that could adversely impact the cannabis community because it's a fucking lie in the headline?
Oh, by the way, Nebraska, your hemp is federally legal.
Oh, yeah, I caught that, how they were trying to say, like, they're trying to have a debate on this news article of whether it's even legal or not. No, it's completely legal, guys. It is derived from hemp. It's legal. That's the end of it. That's a Republican farm bill, by the way, passed by Mitch McConnell in charge of the Senate. F-fucking-Y-I. Signed by a Republican president. Nonetheless, it's one of the few things that I enjoy giving dipshit orange face fucking credit for. The farm bill, the hemp bill was legit. It got some things, because what it did was it gave the Republicans an out to not admit that they were wrong and still help usher things a little forward. So I'll pat them on the back for that. They tried to find a way. They tried to find a way around their conservative donors. I get it. It was smooth. Mitch McConnell's he's a smooth operator for a fucking turtle face looking motherfucker.
Trey, you know our live feed's always keeping it real.
What'd they say? Oh shit, here we go.
It's because those rednecks ain't got nothing else to arrest people for.
Yo,
look, I've been out in the area. Trust me, there's plenty of stuff going on arrest people for.
You just ain't seeing it. I've been out to the country with my country folk family.
You just ain't been out there, man.
Yeah, my country folk family be on some shit that I'm like, how are you not on the FBI watch list right now? Like, you're out here building fucking bunkers, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Like, I you know, if I had a piece of land out in the middle of nowhere, I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably be doing the same shit. Because I still live. I grew up out in the country in the summer, so I'm part redneck. True story.
I mean, people really have no clue. You'd be surprised what's buried out in those fields. I've heard of like whole tractor trailers. You know, the refrigerated ones,
full of supplies,
being buried, full of supplies.
Yep, I know. Yeah.
Yep.
People are on one. But in hindsight, I I'm like, hey, I get it sometimes. I mean, I watched that insurrection on January 6th too. I'd have a fucking tractor trailer full of supplies just in case too.
Well, see, the problem is some of it, some people have the wrong type of supplies in those trailers.
Yeah, you can't be stupid with your pimping. You got to be smart with your pimping. You can't be dumb with your pimping.
Right.
Because you are right. People will go and put in something like that, and they'll go and they'll put in there like stuff that goes bad in 5 years. Like, you have to have like stuff that doesn't ever go bad. Period. Like, ever. Like space age level shit, like military level shit. Even MREs, really, they say that, okay, so they say they go bad after 5 years, but I have opened up a 10-year-old MRE and it was fine. I'm just saying.
At least for that.
Mm-hmm. At least for that pack. So, as we move on, let's dip out of this story here. The root of all woodworks is never a bad time for a great handcrafted gift idea. That's right. With everybody's birthdays and all kinds of fun stuff coming up in graduations, you can get a personalized woodwork made by, of course, the Root of All Woodworks. Check out the Root of All Woodworks on Facebook for your next great gift idea. So let's go to Scotty with the Turned Up Talks. There's one student's "Do you hate your child" name to ruin them all. Oh boy.
Yeah, so we have a teacher that shares most unfortunate names she's ever heard, and people are quoted "so done."
Damn, it must
so
be
Kyla
stupid.
replied to a fellow TikTok user's video for people to share most unusual names they've ever heard of, and people say they're so done with parents naming their kids like this.
Well, here's the thing is,
and it is
it's none of your
hilarious
business.
watching a video of her.
Can I say the names of kids don't ever surprise me? Because you guys, if you go back and you look like 3,000 or 4,000 years ago for your kids' names, it's going to be some wild sounding shit. I promise you. Go look in like ancient Egypt for a kid's name and you're going to come up with some wild shit. Well, Nefertiti, horse, things like, you're going to be like, why'd you name your kid horse? No, it's actually an Egyptian god, dipshit. But so, so there's a lot there. But how you spell it.
Yeah, you don't quite understand
how about
by hearing a name.
It's nobody's business why they name their kid what they want to name their kid.
Here's my tie-up. This story is exactly what pisses me off about people's names. You will have a name that is pronounced ABC, but you spell it XYZ, motherfucker.
Yeah, and that's what's going on here. So this woman has been a teacher for 10 years, substitute teacher.
And I was going to say, Scotty, people get mad when their name's misspelled.
She's gone through different names that just threw her off through the years.
I was probably one of her students where she was like, Elikio. I mean, that's cool, man. At least you were in the right vowels and letters.
Right? I mean, the attempt is, I feel... It deserves credit.
What cracks me up is...
It's very simple.
No, but what cracks me up is what the name...
You ask the child how to pronounce their name. The child appreciates it, and then you're good.
Well, okay, but hold on, Scotty. So now...
things bigger than they need.
So now let's show her why, because I did see what the whole gist was back when we pulled this story. And I'm with the teacher, not the name on this one. I'm like, come on, man. This is fucking ridiculous, dude. Tell Cammie what really happened, though.
So this lady had posted it, and so basically when she started to pronounce it, she was like, and the child quickly interrupted her.
Hold on, wait.
Wait.
Before you say it, understand, people, that the name was spelled literally A-A. That's how the parents spelt the name, A-A. With the actual dash in it. So an A, a dash, and then an A is how they spelled the name. So then the teacher says, oh, okay, so it must be like Aya or Aya.
Aya. And the child quickly interrupted her, saying it's Adisha. Right? Adasha. Yeah, there we go.
That's creative.
So yeah, nothing like how it's spelled.
Still fine.
But
well, yeah, that's her name.
But what I'm saying
you gotta love your name.
When you give your kid a fucked up spelling of a name that no one's ever going to fucking pronounce right, you should train, I hate to say this because kids are like puppies though, you should train your kid to be respectful and polite and remember that the world shouldn't have to adjust to you in a sense of knowing how to say your fucked up name. Like I have a fucked up name. It used to annoy the fuck out of me when people said it wrong. And then I realized it's not their fault. What better than to share my culture with them and the background that my name is actually like thousands of years old.
I think it's kind of cool. My opinion.
Because I do have a really old world name. It's not very common. And even when it is used, it's not spelled anything like mine. So I
think her name's cool.
Right, and you're unique. But to put that on the teacher as like it's your fault you didn't pronounce my name right is horseshit.
I would have
with the way that shit's spelled.
That's kind of messed up.
I would have just, but see, it depends on the teacher too because
I love comment sections.
It's like whatever, like. I would have said, okay, I apologize. That's a really cool name. And that would have been the end of it as a teacher. Like,
in all fairness, it's hard pressed to come up with more unique than that. That's pretty unique. I mean, you got to get up there with like Elon Musk kid name. I don't even know how the fuck to say that. So, because his kid's name is like a fucking algebraic equation or some shit, if I remember right. Or like some solution to something. I can't remember. But
yeah, you got to be smart to teach his kid.
You got to be smart to even say his kid's name. I ain't that kind of smart. I'm like figure shit out, investigate shit.
I don't know. Like, is that a new teacher or something? Because do you want to know how many times I messed up kids' names as a teacher?
She was a sub.
Almost my whole teaching career.
I think one or two
not
teachers
a big deal.
in 12 years or 13 if you count kindergarten, but 13 years of school and a few years of college there. I'm telling you, I've had maybe, you know what? In college, teachers did get my name right. I found that fascinating, that while elementary school teachers, middle school teachers seem to completely fucking eradicate my name or obliviate it, middle school teacher or high school teachers would kind of mispronounce it, but at least kind of got the enunciation right. And then for the most part, actually, my college professors actually pronounce my name right. And that says a lot to the level of education required to do those jobs. You basically need like a few 4-year minor, or 4-year primary, or 4-year secondary, or you need a fucking college degree to teach college. I hope you need a college degree to teach college. How you teaching fucking people to get a degree if you ain't got one? I mean, look, I want to teach college too, but I don't think I got the right degree to be teaching college. Like, it just makes sense not to let me do that. Anyway, like I said, it's one of those ones with this name that I think it's the person who has the name's obligation to joyfully share their name and proudly share their name. But I think
I agree with you on that.
But I would be willing to put my life on it. Down in my soul, I believe that the parent made the kid snippy about this.
It's possible. Trust me, I've met lots of petty parents.
Well, and that's just it, is petty parents expect the entire world to somehow worse, morph and work for their kid. Like it's Fruity Loopy land on fucking Rick and Morty for fucking Beth, bro. Like your little psychopath baby needs its own little fucking world. No, it doesn't work that way. So I let a lot out there. Let's go to Cammie's baby name shame game. This is now this one is one that Cammie loves this game. It's called Baby Name Game, Baby Shame Game, where we come up with where the family comes up with a name for their new baby, and we decide whether they've totally fucked this kid for life or not. So
it has nothing to do with that, actually.
I know, and then sometimes we just have a crazy story, like the family wants them to change the baby's name, but why?
This is so dumb, and I would not even give it the time of day if it was my family or more importantly, my sister-in-law. I
read a quote that said he's accused of stealing the name. So please explain to me this family's psychopathy. Scotty, do you got a psychopath family? Because my family ain't crazy like this. They just won't talk to you no more.
No. Yeah, my family's pretty much the same. They pretty much just won't talk to you about it. Not psychopath about it, but they're like, yeah, he'll figure it out or he won't.
Good luck, asshole.
It's kind of the cycle of life, really.
That's my family. Good luck, bird. Get out the nest.
So anyways, what this is about is apparently, so this guy and his wife found out they were going to have a baby, and they started waiting. They waited till it was closer to time to the baby to be born because they found out what the sex of the baby was and stuff, and it was a girl. So they started talking with the family about different names and things like that for her, and he asked for any options from the family, and the sister-in-law speaks up. She speaks up and says, "I've got a couple." And she shares those with them. And they really liked one of the names. And the name was Freya, which I think is super cute. And they just fell in love with it. Baby was born. Baby's name is Freya on the freaking birth certificate. And 2 weeks after the baby is born, then the sister-in-law pulls the family together and asks them to change the name because she's wanted that name for her child because she just found out as well she's pregnant now, and she wants to use it, and she's wanted to use it since she was 15.
Oh, you better find a different way to say it. Too late.
Hey, dude, my homeboy's dog's name is Freya, so suck on that, people.
Keep the name. Keep the name. Ignore that dumb lady, because if she really didn't want you to use the name, then why the hell did she tell you it?
That's it. I'm going to my ex-sister-in-law, and I'm telling her she needs to change my niece's name from Harley because my dog had it first. God damn it.
Come on.
Well, that's how stupid these people sound, though.
Look, see, this is the sister-in-law. Listen, hear me out. Sister-in-law needs to go ahead and birth certificate, same exact name.
That's
except
what I was
say it
say
different.
Too.
Freya.
There are plenty.
Messed up that substitute teacher's day.
There are plenty of families who have same names in their family. Like,
I feel like
there's
the sister
fathers
or
and
whatever.
sons that have the same name.
A lot.
It's not a big deal.
There are fathers that sometimes, like, here's a good example of it. One of the most famous people in the country, J.P. Morgan, his dad and him had the same first name, which was Julius, by the way, and then they both had different middle names. So he always went by Potimer, which was his middle name, or JP. But they still the same name though. It was still Julius Morgan.
You can still have Freya in her
different middle name.
Just put it as her middle name.
Yeah,
instead.
And they'll grow up like, oh my God, me and my cousin have the same name.
She did all that. She did all that. She just found out she was pregnant. She didn't even know she was going to have a girl.
So she doesn't even know she's going to have a girl at all anyway.
Yeah.
Or she does now.
Yeah.
She does know?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. So she's bitching, hasn't even had her 5-month checkup yet.
No.
Oh, shut up. Oh, good grief. This is why my daughters don't bring any stupid problems to me, because I'm like, shut up. Get out of here with your nonsense.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Get out of here.
Dude, keep the name. Ignore the dumb lady. Like, I don't know. She'll get over it. Promise. She'll have the baby, and she'll completely forget about a freaking name.
Well, let's do this, guys. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we've got the Dear Wake and Bake fan letter, and Scotty's going to lay the pimp hand down on the haps of the hip-hop. We'll be back.
Hey, it's your girl, Cammie Renee, and you're listening to Wake and Bake America Show. You know I bring you the best.
We're smoking.
Are you ready to get turned up, lit, and whatever it is, or even boot, scoot, and boogie? Then you need to come down to Copperhead Road every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and hang out with your boy and the Wake and Bake America crew. Ladies night, we got you. Friday night, come on, we got you. Saturday night, don't miss the all-ages party at every weekend, a half a block south of North Carefree on Academy. That's right, come hang out with the Wake and Bake America crew. Your boy, Mr. Trey on the ones and twos. We got hip-hop, we got country. Why go anywhere else when it's all at one spot? That's right, Copperhead Road.
That Copperhead Road.
Yo, you gotta check Young Fats. The hottest artist for the mighty CO, self-made Colorado favorite artist, Young Fats, 2 G's and 2 T's, introduces us to a brand new single. You better check Stay Dangerous.
So serious, stay dangerous, stay dangerous, stay dangerous, keep it dangerous.
Available for your purchase right now, iTunes and Amazon Music. Subscribe and follow for the latest tracks from Young Fats.
Y'all play to win.
You'll be catching the vibes and stream free right now on all major platforms. Young Fats, vibing the mountains all the way.
I need more of you, ain't frontin'.
And looking for your support, download on iTunes and Amazon Music today. 2 G's and 2 T's with Young Fats. Check it out.
I need more of you like commas.
Look, the recipe for success is pretty practical. You lead a little wake, you sprinkle in a little bake. You grab some coffee, and we get you out the door the right way for show. It's Wake and Bake America weekday mornings. Good morning, America.
Wakey, wakey, bakey, bakey.
Yeah. You know what I can't wait for? Fridays, fabulous, horrible freestyle.
We got people dying over coronavirus, and then we got people arguing over a frickin' name.
People are petty.
Of a child.
That's it. I want Harley's name changed. That one, my dog had it first. Damn it. I'm going to be petty too.
Like, get your priorities straight, people.
Nope. Refusing it. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So let's do this. It's time for Dear Wake and Bake fan letter. And of course, some of our greatest fans are located at this wonderful place.
When things get back to normal, we all are going to need 20 nights out. Make sure one of them nights you stop by Copperhead Road Bar, 3330 North Academy Boulevard in Colorado Springs.
Hell yeah, sucker MCs won't let me be. What? All right, so it's time for Dear Wake and Bake fan letter. Dear Wake and Bake Baker. Or dear, blah, blah, blah. See, when people try to mess stuff up, then it messes me up.
Dear Wake and Bakers.
That's right. That's what he said. I think it's a he. I'm guessing it's a he. It feels like it feels like a he, but now I'm feeling like this might be a she. Okay, so anyway, here's the story. Dear Wake and Bakers, why hasn't Wally World, that's Walmart for anyone who doesn't understand what they meant by Wally World, arrest me for shoplifting? It's been over a year, and I've stolen a grip from self-check. Wait, why are you so brave? Never mind. You're wondering why you haven't been caught. That's why you're like, fuck it, I'm going to go on the radio. These bitches will catch me. I aim to be caught. Anyway, and I've stolen a grip from self-checkout, and I just keep returning to the same one. And since they don't arrest me when I walk in, I feel challenged to do it again. Who are you? Always the checkout bandit. You even gave yourself a name? You gave yourself a name? The checkout bandit.
Lord.
Gee golly willikers, Mr. Smith, it's the checkout bandit. They've got us again.
They hit us again.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Well, I actually have a few answers for this. Did some research into Walmart's whole ordeal. First off, you might not want to think you're so awesome.
You're not getting away with it.
Well, you might be getting away with it. True story. You might be getting away with it.
They see you.
But if you keep,
telling you.
No, here's the deal. If you repetitively keep doing it, they're going to get you. The other reason too is that there are people doing worse than what you're doing, and they're catching them. That there could be that.
Right.
The fourth reasoning is, does it look like you forgot to check it, or does it look like you pretended to scan it and put it back? Because there's an issue between accidentally walking out of the store with something and no harm meant, and if they were to engage you the next time you came in and you were willing to pay for it, there's not a lot they could do. I think that this would constitute probably catching you in the act of, and there's a term that's used, Scotty, Cammie, you guys have heard me say this quite often when talking about the president and trial and impeachment versus real trial, criminal trial, right? And in an impeachment, they never said, did you knowingly and willingly do blank? Because it's not a criminal proceeding, right? But in a criminal proceeding, the charges will say that subject A on or about date blank knowingly and willingly committed a crime. So they have
or they're just stacking it up. So when they do,
well,
I was gonna let him finish. I was gonna let him finish because here locally, the Walmart's here. If this is a local guy, I'm gonna tell you right now, you need to stop.
Stop now
and count your blessings.
Stop now
because what they're doing is tallying, and once it hits a certain number,
we need to ask podcast.
That's when they'll hit you.
Walmart spends as much on personnel and investigation for loss prevention as almost as much as they do on insurance, bro.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, they're taking a tally. When it hits a certain number,
they keep score.
They're going to come see you at that self-checkout.
First thing I thought, too.
Now, Mr. Trey was a drug addict and not exactly the greatest person on the planet. And Mr. Trey stole something, and he's not proud of it. Mr. Trey did not get caught for everything he ever stole, and Mr. Trey is very happy about that and would like to just forget that he ever did anything wrong and be a good person and donate to charity and try to be a good person. So I'm telling you right now, checkout bandit.
Just don't do it again.
Don't do it again, dog. Just stop what you're doing, kid. If you was on the East Coast right now, they'd be telling you, yo, kid, stop what you're doing, kid. Listen to me, son. So seriously, stop what you're doing, dude. It's not cool. A, what kind of example are you setting for whoever looks up to you? B, whether you're a man or a woman.
And someone does look up to you.
I could care less. B, you probably just don't fit the profile of their average theft. So they are catching people that are basically more brazen than you. These are people that are just fuck the checkout line and pretending to check out. I'm just walking out with it. 2, I'm going to tell you that knowingly and willingly. So I'm questioning this, and I don't want to know. Please don't write me back. I don't want to be implicated in your fucking crime. Thank you for journalistic. No, we have journalistic protection. I have a right to not have to turn you over to the police, but if they get you, that's your problem. I don't have to testify against you, and I don't have to turn over. If I know who you are, I don't have to turn that over. We have some protections, but I don't know who you are. I'm glad that you wrote in anonymously, and I don't want to know who you are.
Well, I mean, they would have been kind of dumb.
If I know who you are, I would call you out because you're an idiot. So you probably don't want
Steve.
Dave from Alaska. No, I'm just playing. Seriously, you don't want us to know who you are because we will blast you. Sorry to all the Daves in Alaska who don't steal, by the way. That was harsh. That was cold. No, seriously, guys, do the right thing, Dave. Man. Don't do this. This is stupid. Please do the right thing. Like I said, as somebody who is a recovered drug addict, I don't know if you're ever fully recovered, but I'm always recovering. But I'm in recovery, and I've been clean for quite some time now. And I'll tell you, just if you're on drugs, you need to get some help because you probably won't stop stealing because it's a means to feed your habit. So let's just say that I know why you steal because I know why I stole. It's a means to support your habit. That's the truth. I think that's why the courts went a little light on me. It's because I wasn't doing it just to blatantly do it. It was purely to support a habit. And that's the truth. So to give you some honesty behind your willful, brazen honesty of your story here, stop it. It's stupid, man. Stop it.
Yep.
Let's move on to our final segment today, brought to you by us. During these hard times, customers matter. And you want to get all your ad dollars this year put into the right place. Put a few ad dollars into Wake and Bake America. As you can see, we proudly support the businesses that support us. We also shop at the businesses that support us. We also buy from the businesses that support us. So you should too. Check out Wake and Bake America's if you'd like to find out more about our ad deals and how we can help put you at the front of mind of our listeners and show supporters. Give us a text or a phone call, 719-299-0428. That's 719-299-0428. Or you can send us an email. Just send it to info@wake, the letter N, bakeamericashow.com. Don't forget to check out all our shows, at www.wake, the letter N, Bake America Show, or on your favorite podcast server. But don't forget, what, guys? The dashes.
The dashes.
So, Scotty, it's time for the hip-hop haps of Scotty Pippen.
I don't know if that was on time or not.
It wasn't, but that's okay. It was almost like an echo effect anyway. Stupid delay. Stupid coronavirus ruining everything.
Jeez.
I can't wait till everybody's vaccinated. We could just kick it in the same studio again. The hip-hop haps with Scotty Pippen laid the pimp hand down strong, Scotty Pippen. What do you got?
Yes. I'm not sure if I told you guys about the little story about a kid from Kansas who hit number 1 on iTunes in R&B.
I think maybe you mentioned it to me personally.
No? Well, that's right. T-Rail from Topeka, Kansas, hit iTunes number 1 R&B in the world, beating out The Weeknd.
Wow!
Beating out The Weeknd,
I mean,
and all this, all of this without.
Listen, I thought you were going to hit
a major.
I thought you were going to hit me with
label.
Like he hit number 1 in the Midwest, or.
Let him talk.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I thought he was going to stop.
Oh no, the world.
Yeah, Craig, I get it. The world, The Weeknd, all of it. The weekdays,
all
you beat everybody. The weekdays, the weekend. Seriously,
all of it.
That's actually
huge shout out to him. No major platform,
dude. Honestly,
huge shout out to him.
Knowing what it takes to get absolutely nowhere.
Good guy, by the way. He did an album release this weekend. Our record release. Right? And instead of making people pay for the concert, he did it free, and you simply needed to donate to his charity, which, by the way, he's been doing this for years now. He goes to Walmart and just basically buys out the kids' shoes and sits out front of Walmart and just hands them out to kids as they're coming in.
Wow.
But yeah, so you could just donate to his charity that does that. I'm assuming he's going to end up doing this in more places than just Kansas. You'd hope people donated and helped out in that cause. In other news, February 23rd, today marks the date that Bobby Shmurda gets out of prison.
Huh.
That's right. Brooklyn's Bobby is getting out, and Quavo is going to be his ride home. So Quavo from the Three Amigos. Nah.
You're so stupid.
From the Migos.
We know who he is.
Is going to go.
I'm happy about that. I like.
I don't remember where I seen that.
I love the
interview.
Migos. So.
Yeah, Quavo.
We got to see the Migos when we went to Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
They were one of the opening acts. we also little somebody was there, but I don't remember who it was, and I just remember that we were late getting there or getting in, so we didn't care. Now I'm gonna get held to that later.
I think you had a little hip hop news for me, Trey.
What did I send you?
But real quick before that, something about Megan the Stallion. But before we get to that, locally, just want to shout out J-Dub the Ruler just shot video Language that's out on YouTube, and his album is coming out here next month, real soon. But yeah, I believe it was Megan the Stallion, and she's getting some sort of degree. She's going to finish getting her schooling done.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Okay, that's right. That's what it was. Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion going to finish her degree regardless of her fame and fortune at such a young age. And I just want to tell you that, like people like Cardi B doing certain things have really changed my opinion of the potential ratchetness that could be there. Is that a nice way to put it? Maybe.
Right.
I don't know. Fuck, I don't care. But this absolutely, see, when my daughters come to me and they're like, but Megan Thee Stallion does it, I might have to eat a little shit because she actually got her degree.
Well, yeah, I don't want them saying Cardi B did it
I'm
and
okay
then they go
with that, though.
swinging on the pole. No.
Please just don't even say it. Just don't even say it so it can't be manifested.
Cammy has no breaks.
I'm just being honest. I'd rather them
I don't want my kids on the pole. That's right. God damn it. That's right.
I'd rather them follow Megan Thee Stallion any day.
And if you ended up on the pole, we're not dogging you, but any dad doesn't want his daughter at a place he could end up.
Yeah, no.
So,
or the mother, yeah, right.
So, but no, really, seriously, all jokes aside, that is awesome for her. Congratulations to her. Like I said, that's something that when my daughters mention her, I don't have to be like, yeah, but she blank, bloop, bleep, blop, and blooper. Instead, I go, you're right. If you follow your dreams, and as long as you still complete the basic stuff that needs to be done on your way there, like bleep, that's okay.
Right.
So, congratulations to her. Great Monday back, guys. This is really fun. It was fun to get back. We got to do this again tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow we've got Elijah Shakur going to be joining the show. He is an artist and MMA fighter. And on Friday, that's right, Chucky's going to be back. Guess who's back? Chucky's back. That's right. Western Michigan's own podcast man himself, Chuck Roberts, going to be back on the show for the Week's End Politics, where we're going to be talking about the Democratic scandals and Republican scandals. And here's the funny thing. I don't think any scandal he's going to bring even involves Trump. For once. Everybody got real quiet. That's
refreshing.
Funny. It's refreshing. Everybody just got quiet like, Have a good day, guys. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yes, sir.